Hi and welcome to the Tristan channel, and today I'll be talking about open-mindedness. Now, what is an open mind? An open mind is a willingness to listen to or accept different ideas or opinions. I know it's different, but I'll try to keep an open mind. Fair-minded, receptive, flexible, tolerant, broad-minded, unbiased, just fair, amenable, malleable, or some other examples. Also, you could say open-mindedness is a willingness to try new things or to hear and to consider new ideas. An example of an open-minded person is one who listens to the other person in a debate or conversation and to see if the information makes sense or if they can change yours or their minds. To be willing to consider new and different ideas or opinions. You could follow up with. So are you open-minded? Do you fit into any of the above? I know lots of people who claim to be open-minded, but don't act like it. Of course, you get people who are open-minded, albeit a little skeptical. However, being open-minded doesn't mean you have to agree with the information given, but it also doesn't mean you flat out reject it. For example, for following the definition of open-mindedness and say a conversation, one might say or think, for example, even though I do not believe or accept the view or information you have given me, I'll take that information into consideration as an idea or theory and add it to the whole, as it certainly is an interesting and fascinating topic of debate or conversation. Problem in some cases, people will sometimes fixate on an idea or a piece of information, information and reject any new or different information as if what they're holding on to is absolute fact. Most things aren't fact. It's all opinion. Take science, for example. Science is not an absolute. For what we think is a fact is just a guess, or the best guess based on one's observation so far. So what we know, physics, biology, etc., is not an absolute, but merely what we reckon, or what science reckons is what occurring or happening so far based on observations. Even if there's a collective census is formed from this, it's still not an absolute. This is why personally I look at all paths of thought and accept all possibilities. I don't necessarily believe in them, but I take them on board, because some things you come across, sometimes if not always, turn out to eventually be true, or at least useful, or also open doors to other ideas and concepts. Obviously, you apply reason to it, but at the same time, you do not flat out reject something, nor doing the opposite of your claim, e.g. being closed-minded or narrow-minded. For example, take gender. Some sources say it's a spectrum, some say it's binary. I accept both trains of thought, because both are the best guess or are subjective on what we are currently observing or what we know. Consciousness, is it just electrical signals to the brain and nothing more? Or is it more complicated than we can perceive or measure with our current technology? Therefore, we leave consciousness to be explored by both science and philosophy. Is our perception of reality the correct one, or merely based on our limited perception due to our senses? Is there intelligent life on other planets, or are we unique? Are ghosts real? Is there an afterlife, or is it something explainable with a hint of wishful thinking? Who knows? All the above things I've mentioned could all be true or right or wrong. And because I am open-minded, I can take those ideas on board and not only learn new ways of thought, but they make life and conversations fun and fascinating. Got you. And being closed-minded only prevents learning, I find. You can be a little bit skeptical, but if you reject an idea because you don't like the sound of it, that isn't being open-minded. That's being opinionated. And whilst there is nothing wrong with having an opinion, just don't forget, that's just your opinion. It's nothing more than that. To be fair, this is why nothing surprises me. If there is, say, for example, a crazy conspiracy theory that turns out to be true, or revealed to be true, I'm like, okay, that's fascinating. If gender is not binary, then I'm like, wow, that's extraordinary. Isn't life diverse? Aliens and UFOs turn out to be real. Cool. I wonder what they're like. Ghosts are real. Wow, what does that imply? I'm not overly surprised or shocked by any revelation because I'm open-minded. Now, yes, you still apply reason. You don't at the same time reject something. You basically use reason to help evaluate something, albeit remembering your conclusions are still your own, and being open-minded, you accept the possibility that you can be wrong, and what you know can be adapted or amended. I've always believed that it's best to be not just open-minded, but I love to be wrong about things, because when you're wrong, you learn something new that only broadens your mind. Pardon me. Now, with all that I have said, take a good look at yourself and ask yourself, am I open-minded, or do I need to maybe work on my open-mindedness? What I can stake my life money on is that the universe will do things to surprise you when you least expect it. It's certainly something to think about, isn't it? Yeah, so unfortunately, a lot of people we do come across who claim to be open-minded are, in fact, opinionated. And that's the problem with the world, I personally think anyway. Because being open-minded helps you grow and see things you never thought you could, and also unravels a beauty and awe that you never first knew was there. So, are you open-minded? Or do you need to work on your open-mindedness? I'll leave that one with you. So, I hope you liked the video. I hope you found it helpful and thought-provoking. And until next time on the Tristan channel, remember to hit the like, share, and if you haven't, then please show support by subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you next time. Take care and be well.